What's poppin', peoples?
And we are back in the building.
We are on time.
And this on-time event is Shift Real Talk, where we talk about love, life, and relationships.
Come on here.
I would desire you guys.
What we talk about?
Love, life, and relationships. Okay.
All day, every day.
So our desire is that you find purpose in what we talk about. The discussions are real talk discussions for you, okay? So if you find purpose, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because the desire is to get these videos out to more people. And if you want to see more, of course, make sure you go to Shift Real Talk TV and subscribe. Now, we also want you to get involved in all of the content that we put out. Make sure you put your comments out there, real talk in the comments, so we can make sure we have those conversations, okay? And if there's a topic you want us to talk about, hey, drop it in there as well, right? And make sure you understand, last but not least, you can hear us on every platform, every podcast platform now. Shift Real Talk is out and about. We in these streets, y'all. So without further ado,
You need to do radio. You did a good job with that. You need to do some radio, girl. You need radio.
If you're speaking it, I
Lady
shall
Free,
do it.
Lady Free live talk with Lady Free on on Kiss
Hey.
103.5.
Hey.
Come on here. I'm speaking that. Come on here.
Okay. So, my name is Lady Free.
I'm your boy, Pastor J.
And I'm Zadie.
Oh, Lord.
I had to laugh.
Wait a minute. The glass done broke, y'all. She was trying to reach for that glass today,
Hit
for
me
real.
with the high note.
Hit me with that high note.
All right, y'all.
But we here in the building, y'all. Man, let's jump right in, man. Let's.
So, okay, let me just put this out here. Today's topic, we talking about being unseen. Today's topic is for somebody in particular. Somebody out there needs to understand this, because somebody's feeling unseen in their relationship. Somebody is going through some like deficits. They're trying to figure out, should I stay in this relationship? They're trying to figure out, is this healthy? Like, why do I feel this way? Am I being gaslit? Because when I'm bringing it up, that I feel unseen. I feel like that I'm not being considered, or you're not even hearing me. You know, you telling me it's me and all that stuff. So this is for that person, because sometimes these relationships, they make us feel like we are dying. And death is not cultivation. God told Adam to cultivate. And every relationship that is mirroring that relationship that God gave us to mirror has to be one of cultivation, not death. So sis, bro, listen up. This is for you.
Amen. Come, you all, clock it. Clock it.
No.
You are, girl, you on it today.
So,
You
yo,
on.
let's talk about this. Being unseen. I've been unseen, so I know how serious it is.
You know, so I guess the first question would be, how does being unseen affect you?
Even more so than that, can we start somewhere else? Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Can we start to, is being seen the same thing as being accepted and understood? Is that the same thing, being seen?
I believe so. Because here's the thing. And this is one thing I've learned in my walk, that everybody desires a level of validation, a level of acceptance, because that's what validation is, acceptance. Accept me for who I am. Accept me for who I've become. Accept me for what I'm trying to become.
Right.
So there's a level of acceptance that everybody desires. Everybody desires a level of validation. And this is the motivation, and this is the thing that activates us to how we live and how we move and have our being, you know, this level of acceptance. So it's important, you know, that's definitely important. Everybody desires that. Everybody. What do you say?
I think it's different. I think being seen, being accepted, and being understood are three totally different things in a healthy relationship.
Yes.
Because you can only see what I give you. You can only understand as much as I give you.
Absolutely.
And if I'm pretending to be something that you need me to be in this relationship so that I feel accepted by you, which really is an oxymoron because I'm not really accepted. Only those parts of me that you like about me is accepted by you, just to keep the relationship fresh, then you can only see those parts of me that I give
Absolutely.
you. You can only understand me a little bit. You can't understand the total me because I'm not giving that to you.
Yes.
And then you
And I
might
think
not
I
even
have
be able to
to
handle
agree
it.
with you, Sue.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
Because,
the
like-
ladies are in agreement.
So
Yeah, because being understood is that's a level of, like you said, you understand what I allow you to know, right? So okay, I get it. But seeing is actually seeing what I don't even give you. Sometimes seeing me is seeing past what I even know of myself. And
Right.
sometimes you can pull something out of me that I didn't even know was there.
And I think we too have to understand not only being seen, but what we're willing to see or what we can see.
Talk about it.
Because sometimes we can be so caught up in what we're going through our own self that we just don't see the other person that's standing right there next to us. Sometimes we're going through so many things emotionally, we're going through things spiritually, we're going through things physically that won't allow us to see the person that's in our life. I remember bleeding all over my wife. I was going through
Yeah.
a time in my life where it was like I was overwhelmed. When I say overwhelmed, I was overwhelmed to the point where I did not see the help that she was really trying to be to me. And the crazy part was I was overwhelmed by what I put myself into. So it wasn't like things that were just happening to me. It were decisions that I made. I made some decisions that really weighed on me. Like I suffered some consequences for the decisions that I made. And because of that, man, I was overwhelmed with the results or the things that I was getting from the decisions that I made. And the person that was with me, I didn't see nothing about her because the only thing I saw was I needed her to understand what I'm going through. I needed her to understand what I'm dealing with. And I needed her to understand. And that was totally unfair to the person that was sitting there saying, hey, do you see me? I'm right here.
Right.
I'm here to help you. And I'm like, no, you ain't. You crazy just like the rest of them. And it was like, oh my God. So I really couldn't see her. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it ain't just what we're willing to show, but what we're willing to see.
Man, you brought back some stuff because I remember those moments when I felt like I really felt unseen because when you wrapped up in your own whirlwind, I like how you said it was a lot of stuff that you did, that you made decisions that brought those consequences. It wasn't the devil. It wasn't none of that. It was decisions that was made in your life that caused extra stuff to be placed on you, extra heaviness. And I'm sitting there trying to help, not understanding how. So what I did was I became what you needed, what I thought you needed me to be. Instead of being who I was, I only gave you those pieces of me that I felt like I could give you without getting too hurt. Because when you wrapped up in the whirlwind of your own circumstances and stuff, you can't see. You can't see. It's like, and to be fair, yeah, you did go take us through many different things, but you were in a place where you were hurting. You were in a place where you were dealing with a lot of stuff you really didn't know how to deal with. And at the time, you didn't know you could be that vulnerable with me to say, hey, this is what I'm going through. I don't even think you knew that was a possibility to say, hey, this is what I'm going through, because you was trying to just make it happen. And it's like, I gotta make it happen. I gotta make it happen. And in the midst of it.
And look what happens. Look what happens when that happens. Mm-hmm. Look what happens when that happens. Wow, there's a tongue twister. But the crazy part is when you're not seeing that person, then guess what happens? The person that wants to be seen or desires to be validated ain't going to give you but so much to see.
Mm-hmm. Right?
You're not going to give them that much because in your mind, you ain't looking at me anyway. You don't see me anyway.
Come on.
So why would I give you something to see when you're not even going to see it anyway?
When you're not, right.
You're wrapped up only in what you're willing to look at.
Right. That's dope. And that's why go ahead.
I'm sorry. And here's the funny part about it, because I was sitting here thinking, the thing that we hide the most are our hurts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we say, "Do you see me?" what we're really asking is, "Do you see my pain?"
Wow, come on.
Because everything else we show freely. We show the funny side of us. We show the happy side of us. Matter of fact, we mask the sad part of us with the happy part of us, right? So when we're if we really think about it, we're really asking, "Do you see my pain?"
Yeah.
That's why when somebody speaks to our pain, we be like, "Oh my gosh, you really see? Like, he saw me. She saw me."
Right.
It's like, do you see the part of me that's hurting?
Or I got one to add to that, sis. Do you see the part of me that I've always felt like was there but nobody acknowledged? Do you see that? Do you see that this is who God says that I am? You know, I know, and you see this a lot in relationships when it comes down to like church, or when it comes down to your gifting, you know, your calling. It's like, do you see me? I know that this is what God said that he called me to be. But when I go into the presence of those who are supposed to see those things and bring those things out of me, they don't see me. But then when somebody finally comes along to see me, then it makes me drawn to that. And sometimes, like, we had an incident about that too, where Pastor Jay knew God called him into the ministry, right? And oftentimes he was only because he a dope musician. It's God gifted him with many gifts, many talents, right? And so a lot of people only saw him for musician, and not a lot of people saw him for the minister that God called him to be. So when somebody finally did see him, guess what happened? Because that was a deficit, that was something that he desired. Like, you know, when somebody did finally see it, he gravitated to that, not knowing whether or not it was really truly what God was calling him to in that place or whatever, but he still gravitated toward it because, hey, you see me. Somebody finally sees me, you know, outside of just being a musician or a dope barber, you know, because everything he do is dope, you know what I mean? So it's like, I got you, boo. So basically after that, it's like you see me as in my purpose. Now, hey, to be seen in your purpose is something totally different.
Well, look, that's true. Both of y'all, I like what both of y'all saying. They're just awesome. But look at this though. It is true that you want people to see your pain. But here's the thing: like, is that truly, like, if we don't deal with that pain, you know, if we don't deal with it before we even get into the relationship, then that's what the relationship is going to become. The desire for you to see my pain.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you should be able to see not just the pain. And this is in other words, what I'm saying is, like, your desire should not only be for me to see what I'm not willing to give you. Mm-hmm. It should be seeing who I am.
Right.
And your pain is not who you are. Your pain is only a representative of what you went through. It's still not who you are.
Right.
So the thing is, if you hiding pain and not really being, because those things are certain things that cause us to not really truly be who we are, because again, those are the things that interfere, and you know what I'm saying, because we don't even like it ourselves. I
was about to say that.
We don't like the pain ourselves.
Right.
So if we don't like to look at it, then how unfair is that for us to desire somebody else to pick up on that and say, well, I need you to see my pain. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's like, I believe it's like an oxymoron. Like you don't really give your full self, expecting me to see the very a dark side of me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's nothing wrong. And I get what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with seeing that dark side, but I think it's so important that dark side is handled before you come into the light. Because how can light and darkness dwell in the same place?
Right. At least be striving to,
or at least be striving to, you know what I'm
deal
saying?
with that part of you.
I agree with the
prior
striving.
to the relationship. Right. So then at the end of the day, you go into the relationship and you're desiring to be seen. And you're not giving those ugly parts of yourself, because guess what? First of all, everybody know about the representative. Everybody come into a relationship with their best foot forward. That's that part of me, the best parts of who I am, until we get comfortable, or until we, let me just say, until we get comfortable and all of a sudden we start showing those flaws. But if you have an expectation of me, and you have an expectation of the woman that you think you're getting when you get me, and I want to be accepted by you, and I want to be loved by you, because that's the bottom line, guys. We want to be accepted by the people we're in relationship with. We want to be loved by the people we're in relationship with, and that causes us to give you only those parts of us that we like.
Uh-huh.
And those parts of us that fit into the expectation that list the expectations that you have built in your mind that I'm supposed to be the perfect person for you. But what we have to do, we have to start saying, listen, because I admire people that just are raw in who they are. They don't care what people think about them. I admire people like that. Sometimes it's, but because they are giving, let me finish this real quick, because they're giving us who they are. And now we can have relationship with them in their whole totality. But go ahead.
And Free, I have to agree with you that we shouldn't expect anyone, because not even ourselves come in already healed or completely, like all of our darkness gone. We all have some level of it, because if that's the case, we wouldn't need God, right?
Right.
So I do agree with you that we should be working on it and not so much expect anyone to come in complete or whole, because sometimes we don't even know that we have an issue ourselves, which is how God ministers to us.
Right.
In our plate, like when we don't realize, and then someone come along, he sends someone to minister to us and speak a word into us, and we like, whoa, I didn't even know I needed healing in that place.
Right. Because sometimes we're hurting behind stuff that happened to us that we had no control over. Growing up as kids, in our households, in the hands of people that we were supposed to trust. And we don't realize that what they did, or what those people caused, the experiences that we experienced with them in our lives, we don't even realize the darkness that it caused. We don't even realize the spiritual aspect that shook up in our life. And we don't realize that those are some things that we carrying with us.
Do note this, though, y'all. Do note this, that whatever you don't get as a child, you're gonna need that validation when you get older.
Oh my!
So if your mother or your father never told you that they love you, if they never validated that, because that is supposed to be how you receive love through your parents. You know what I'm saying? Of course, and they're here on earth as the representation of God to give you that characteristic of love. So if you don't get told that that you are loved, or hey, that was a good job, you know what I'm saying? Hey, here is all of that training. Train up a child in the way they should go.
Right.
So you say, hey, when you did that, that was a good job. You know what I'm saying? And so if you don't get none of that when you are a little infant or a little baby growing up, then what you're going to do when you get older is you're going to look for that validation. That validation is what seals us as it seals us to be activated. You know what I'm saying? Like those things are what we use to motivate us in life. Those things, that push. My mother told me I was great at this. So if she told you that when you were young, can't nobody even come against that when you were older, because you heard it before.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what we're dealing with is people who are deficient, or deficient in certain things. So what we do in relationships, we get into relationship with people who are deficient, and we're trying to fill deficient areas in people's lives, which is truly not a level of enjoyment. Because again, when you try to fulfill deficiency, what you're doing is you're not fulfilling it, but you're triggering it.
My goodness.
Because you have to deal with it before you try to, you know what I'm saying, you come in as in a relationship and now try to, because you can't change. In other words, you can't change somebody when they're older. Because if you come and say, hey, you know, and even give them the reasoning, they still not understanding that because they have nothing to match that reasoning up with.
Well, you know what you said, you can't change anything when people get older. I feel like that God is the changing agent. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And you can't do it. So stop trying.
Yeah.
Okay, chick, stop trying. You can't do it, but you can petition God to help you understand places in that person's heart sometimes that they don't even understand is there. That's why I believe that when people don't understand this element about marriage, they get into a marriage and then they fall short and they fall prey to the enemy's little tricks that he be speaking in their ear against their partner. This is what it is. Your partner, your husband, your wife is in your life now, and all of those things that you thought you had under control, all of those things that you thought that you had in the bag, guess what? They will stir those places in your life. And just like a water glass, and I love using this analogy, a water glass, it looks like water is so pure and so clear, but at the bottom of that water is all of those little debris, right? So then my husband and I'm going to say because I always say about my husband, I'm the spoon in my husband's glass. I am the one that comes and stirs that water and the debris comes to the top. That's the stuff that God wants to deal with that we thought we had handled before we got married. So I am the person God uses. You should thank me. Thank you very much, babe, for stirring those things up in me because I didn't realize that they were still there. Now that we see them, we can work on them. And yes, they are the ugly things. They are the very ugly things. But if you don't have a person in your life that can help you understand, don't get mad at me because I'm the spoon.
I beg to differ.
Oh, my.
I beg to differ.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Angel's Advocate.
But wait, before you go to Pastor Jay, because I think
Yeah.
that's a good segue, right? To how does being unseen affect us emotionally? And I think that's what y'all arguing. So go ahead.
Are we arguing?
No.
That's
I
what
beg
we're
to
doing?
differ. Let me say
this
this.
is a debate, not really like
couple of shout outs.
Rah.
Oh,
you know.
We
Donna
having
Noel,
a
thank you.
drag out, but
Amanda Curry, thank y'all. I'm just giving a little couple of shout outs real quick, y'all. Amanda, thank you. Dad, what's up? Donna Noel, we love you so much. Ashley Jones is watching. James Frazier, thank y'all for tuning in.
To my people over here. To my people.
So listen, I beg to differ because I don't believe you are the spoon because we don't let spoons sit in glass. I believe you are the glass. And I believe I am the one that pours the water in the glass because you hold what I put in the glass.
Oh. Okay, all right. I'm all right.
You hold what I put in the glass.
Okay.
Because that's what you are. You hold what I deposit in the. So I'm the one that pours the water. You are the glass.
So basically what you're saying is once the water is poured, anything in the bottom going to come rise to the top.
It's going to rise up anyway.
Right. So either way, I think that's dope. That's a really good analogy that your spouse is the person that God is going to, not might, but your spouse is the person God is going to use to help you see all of the ugly stuff that's inside of you didn't know was still there. Don't get mad at your spouse. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Because they there to help you, boo. It hurt. Yes, they made you feel some kind of way. Oh, my God. But they did help.
Real quick, y'all, I got to give a shout out to my boy who just tuned in with us. Baritone.
Hey.
What's up, my guy? Yeah,
Hey,
listen, y'all. Just a quick note, y'all. There's gonna be
September the 22nd.
September 22nd. We're gonna be there, bro.
Well versed.
We're gonna be there. Well versed, y'all.
If you
it's gonna
with
be
us,
a dope event.
Let's
if you
go.
with us, we're gonna be in the building. Shit, real talk gonna be on in there.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna.
If you with us, let's
in
go.
In Christian counseling, we call that healing the old wound. Oh yes, that's right. We sure do.
Yes,
that's true.
The scar's still there, so I know it happened. But it's an old wound, and it don't hurt me no more. Now I can talk about it.
Yes. So what? So
how to go back? You know what, Pastor? I think you said it earlier. You said it best earlier when you said so emotionally. What happens when we feel unseen? It becomes triggers, and the other person don't even know that they're triggering you.
They don't even know you're triggering.
Right?
Exactly.
Triggered all
Right.
the time, because every time you do that and I feel unseen, you're confirming what I felt already from
Confirmation.
something in my
Something in
childhood.
my
Right.
childhood.
Right.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being
This is
deficient
good.
in an area, right? So that means you're not filled. Only thing that can fill that emptiness is God.
Is God.
So if you don't have the agent to fill this need, fill my cup, Lord, let it overflow.
Yes.
If he does not fill your cup, anybody that tried to come in there and replace what's supposed to be in that cup, all it's going to make you do is it's going to remind you of that it's still there.
Like when you leave that little bit of juice in the refrigerator, in the carton, and you know I'm coming behind you and I'm thirsty. So I go get that juice, baby. I think I'm finna get me a tall glass of cold orange juice, and all it is a drop in the bucket. So that's what it's like. It's like you trying to fill me, and I'm thinking I'm thirsty, right? Oh my goodness, I need you, right? And then you come along, and all you got is a couple of drops for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mad now. I'm irritated because everybody in my life only gave me a couple of drops, and you just like everybody else. And God saying, poo-hoo, poo-hoo, I'm right here. I'm the one that sees you. And that's the thing, guys. We forget that the very first person we should ever desire to see us is God, because he got the blueprint for my life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Baritone said the 27th, so we gave the wrong date.
I said
20
September the 27th.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
27th.
Gotcha.
Well
Make
versed.
sure we are well versed. We're gonna be there though. We definitely.
It's on our page.
Yeah, it's on our page.
Plastered a couple of places. So yeah.
Real talk. Gonna be in the building. We gonna represent.
But yeah, man.
So let me ask y'all this
And I
question.
think, you know what?
No, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry,
Go ahead,
wait, before we go there,
yeah.
I'm gonna let you ask your question, but I had a thought, because many people might say, so you laid it free. You said God is the only one who can fill your thirst. Well, what if somebody says, how do I do that? How do I go to God and ask for that? Like, how do I start that relationship?
I think sometimes we make it so extra spiritually, right? Ask. It's a relationship. Sometimes I think that the way we made God to be seen, yes, we honor him and we go before the throne of grace with reverence. But at the same time, how do I ask? I simply just ask. Now, how is he going to do it? I don't know. That is different for everybody, but he will do it. It may come by him bringing somebody in your life that says some things and it's like, oh my God, I just prayed about that. Or it could be you see it on a billboard. You know, I don't know. But whatever the case is, God will do it. But how do you ask? Simply just say, God, I need you to help me understand how to get you to feel me, because nobody else has enough and I need that.
You know what I just thought about? It especially like even not just in relationships, but I just looked at the church, and a lot of times it's like the concern for people in the relationship with pastor or, in the church relationship. The concern for seeing somebody is their presence. As long as you are here attending the church, then that's what I'm concerned about. I see you, but I don't really see you. I see you because you're here. And if you don't come, hey, we missed you last week, but we don't really get to see who that person is. We only see where that person is, but we don't even understand where that person is.
Right.
So it's important that we line ourselves up with people who can help pray us and pray for those things to come to fruition in our lives, because it's more than just it's more than just our presence. It's more my presence is just me being there. But sometimes you don't even know that me being here, I'm struggling being here.
Right.
Sometimes you don't even understand that me even coming, I did not want to be here. I didn't even want to come, but I came because I'm used to coming.
Yeah.
So a lot of us are in situations because we're used to coming. It's a ritual. But at the end of the day, we're dying inside, even showing up. And we don't even understand the struggle that some people have just showing up. Because guess what happens? Because when you got to show up to a situation, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 is because that person that only sees your presence is depending on your presence to help validate them. Your presence is
goodness.
validating them,
Right.
but they're not seeing you needing validation. And we dealt with that in a topic saying you can't help people you need. You can't lead people you need.
Yeah, you can't lead people that you need.
You
Right.
can't lead people you need. You need. If I just need your presence, that's not leading. That's
Right.
not leading.
Right. It put me in the mind of viewing. You know how they say once you pass on, your body is there, but your spirit's not there. So that's what I thought. And I don't know what made me think about that, but that's what I thought about. Like when you're in service, you're in church, and your body, your warm body, your presence is there. So you see that I am present in the place. But you don't understand what my spirit is looking like. You don't have a relationship with me enough to know spiritually where I am, what I need from God. So that relationship part is not there. You're just viewing my body in that seat, but you don't really know me. You don't know what I need from, sometimes, you go to church and you listen to the message and you hear praise and worship, but I remember a time when you would go and it was like family. It was like everybody would stay after church talking for 3 and 4. Well, not 3. Yeah, sometimes long hours and stuff. Just fellowshipping and talking and getting to know each other, finding out about each other. Relationship was there.
Yeah.
And it
And
wasn't
the example that I thought of, sorry.
Come on.
The
talk.
example that I had when Pastor Jay was talking about, that connection, right? Was it brought me back to when my dad was alive. And I remember one time, like I've told this story before, me and my dad growing up, I didn't have the closest relationship with my dad. It wasn't until Hurricane Katrina that we actually started forming a really close-knit relationship. And we talked all the time after that, all the time. But I remember it was only one time he called me and I was going through something severe. But I'm good. I'm not going to lie. I'm good at not knowing how to tell others what I'm going through because I'm going to pray about it. And I don't really depend on others because I feel like if I talk about it, then it's not going to do no good. Right?
Okay.
But I called my dad and immediately he said, don't try to start a conversation. What's wrong? And honestly, just to hear him say, what's wrong was healing in itself because I felt like, oh my God, he see me.
Right.
He see me. But even with, I was like, nothing. He was like, we're not going to talk about nothing else until you tell me what's wrong. And I just broke out crying.
Oh yeah, that's when the insides come out.
Yeah.
But we just don't realize how important connection really is.
Right.
Yeah.
Connection is so vital, but you need the right connections as well, like Pastor Jay said.
My dad is on the phone. I mean, not on the phone. He's on the line. And I'm going to give a little transparent moment and while my dad is on there. Hey, Elijah, how you doing? I'm going to give a little transparent moment because you talking about fathers here. I remember a time where I was upset with my dad. I was upset. I was upset because I wanted him to see me. I did.
Wow.
I wanted him to see me. But I didn't know. The crazy part was my dad did see me. But because I was where I was in my life, I was cutting out everybody that was seeing me. You know what I'm saying? It was me. It was what I put in my head. And a lot of times we come in feeling that way because no matter what that person does, we are still looking for the validation the way we are looking for it.
Yeah.
And we don't allow them to be we don't allow to see them for where they are, when they are, for where they are, and allow them to give it to us the way they know to give it to us. And I believe that's unfair. So I was not just upset with my dad, but I was unfair to him because it was like he did see me because he bragged on me. I was playing for major artists. I was on the road with Joe. I was on the road with Intro.
Yeah.
I was doing, and my dad was telling everybody, my son plays for this, my son doing this, and my son doing that. And I was like, he don't see me. He don't see me. No, you don't. And no. I'm sitting there fussing and arguing with my dad, but he saw me.
Yeah, he
and
was
the
proud
crazy
of
was,
you.
he was proud of me, but I couldn't see it because it was from where I was.
Right.
So the thing was,
Yeah.
what I had to change where I was. I had to
That's
take
good.
a moment and stop what I was thinking. Even in counseling, like he was saying, in Christian counseling, our job as Christian counselors is to really catch the thought and change the thought.
Right.
I had to change the way I was thinking.
Okay.
And when
That's dope.
I changed the way I was thinking,
Uh-huh.
now I was able to see my dad seeing me.
That stinking thinking.
Yeah, because our relationship is like A1 right now.
Right.
Like me,
I
me and
love
my
it.
dad talk pretty much every day.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's my guy. You know what I mean? But it was like I couldn't see that because of where I was, and I was blaming it on him.
Right. Okay. With that being said, I have a little inspirational advice to share. Okay. Being seen
Okay.
starts with being honest about who you are. And I love that you were honest about that. Right. Before God and before yourself. That's the first part. You don't have to hide the part of you that feels too messy, too broken, or too complicated. The truth is, God
Yeah.
already sees you fully and still calls you beloved. When you rest in that truth, okay, you'll begin to walk in the kind of freedom that allows others to truly see and connect with you too. But you got to walk in that truth. The truth is, one more time, God already sees you fully. He sees your true messiness. He sees your true brokenness, and he sees your true complicatedness.
Yeah.
And he still fully sees you. He loves you. And when you know that element is there, then you can walk in the truth around other people, because it's like something about that gives you that confidence to know that the king, he's the king, the supreme. He sees me, knows me, and still loves me. What is mere mortal? What is a mere human being that I have to now not give myself totally because they're going to think something or they're going to see me a certain way when he sees all of me and he the king?
It is
That's good.
it is so true, because again, like I said, the reason why we try to control a narrative of how we receive the acceptance, is because of fear. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But again, and it's only because of where our mindset is. So because of where our mindset is, what we're telling ourselves is, no, that's not good enough.
Oh.
No, that's not what I need. And it's like, how do you know what you need when you don't even know that
Yeah.
you're looking for validation?
Right.
When you're looking to be accepted. So
Right.
if you can get out of thinking about what you need and actually become a better person, then you can now start seeing. But it all starts with you and your way of thinking and dealing with what you have to deal with, so that you can see that people are trying to be there for you.
Yeah.
That people are trying to give you that validation.
Right.
That
Yeah,
people are
right.
trying to say, hey, you do matter. Hey, your feelings do matter. But
Right.
but our feelings are they take over our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Our feelings take over our thoughts so much until now we gotta control. Like, you're not gonna make me feel no other way because I feel this way and this is how I feel. And no matter, I don't care what
Right.
you say.
Right.
And it's like, come on now, you're
And-
being difficult.
And that's when the scripture comes into play. And I'm not trying to be messy, Bessie, but I'm going to say it. Open rebuke is better than secret love of a friend. When you have a loving friend, they not hating on you. They just telling you truthfully, hey, this is my experience. This is how people are experiencing you. And this is not, I'm saying this to hurt you. And you don't say it all out in front of everybody on no pulpit, no stage. You pull people to the side when you love them and say, hey, come here, let me holler at you for a minute. This is the experience that I have when I'm with you. And it's been really hurting me as your friend that I haven't said it sooner, but I want to say this to you now because I love you and I want you to be better. That's not hate.
Yeah.
That's love.
My dad said, thanks for that.
So let me
Pastor Jay.
ask you, because that's what y'all saying is real good. Would you say that we don't see our own self and that we're hiding parts of ourselves even from ourselves?
From our own
which is
self.
how we're Which how that's
Exactly.
why we reflected that on other people.
Exactly.
And if you really want to know who you are,
I couldn't have said it no better than that. There you
Right.
go. Yes.
if you want to know who you are, look at the things that you don't like in other people. You mad because
Exactly.
you see yourself
You
in
see
them.
yourself.
Like, man, it's something about her I don't like. Oh, honey, I don't like her. Why?
It's so crazy because my son
Uh-huh.
to this day, him and his mother don't get along, but they both don't see that they are the same person.
Oh my.
Yeah.
They are the same person.
It's like,
And it's like because they can't see it in them,
right.
then of course you are bleeding on somebody else.
Absolutely. It's
You know,
like,
I couldn't see it.
girl, I can't put my finger on why I don't like her, but you know, something about her I don't like. Cause it's you, boo.
It's you.
Yes. You don't like what you see in her because it's what you do. It's that
Yeah.
ugly part of you that you hide. And yeah, we are so untrue to us about who we are. We don't
It's
even
true.
see our own self. And then we try to get mad because other people don't love the us that we don't even see ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
even make
Which
sense.
is so unfair. You don't even like this person, and you gonna expect somebody else to like. That is how unfair is that?
How unfair, even to yourself.
So even to you,
Right.
So you gotta be mindful, man. You know, and I'm glad I was able to share that. You know, about my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like because
Yeah.
it was something that I really had to see. You know what I'm saying?
my.
I really had this, and I could not. My wife would tell. Thank God for my wife, man, because I promise you, she
Can we get some claps?
she saw that, man, and she would tell me,
You got one from me, boo.
I don't care what you say, you gonna see what you're not seeing right
'Cause
now.
I saw him.
You don't see what. You don't see. You don't see what. You don't see. You don't know. You don't know.
Yes,
He
'cause
ain't been there.
Pop
Like,
Jesse is amazing. And when I met him, I saw the guy that he was fighting against. And I'm like, no, it's you. It's you. Stop doing him like that. He is amazing. And he would be like, you don't understand. You had your daddy. And rah, 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 ah, wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I just start praying. I said, you'll see one day. Trust, you'll see.
oh, and I saw it, man. Like I said, you know, because of the relationship me and my
That's
dad
my
have
daddy.
now, the relationship me and my pops have now, it made me. It actually made me realize that it was me
Yeah.
that was being, and that's the crazy part. Like when you can look
Jesus.
past, that hurt, when you can look past that pain
Yeah.
and really work through that, then you'll really see sometimes this pain is caused because of your decisions.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus.
This pain is caused because you don't want to see.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is a part of us. It's called a hidden self. Like sometimes we hide from really the truth. We're trying to hide it from other people, but internally we're really dealing with something that we don't want people to see.
Right.
So we bring a false representative of that true self. So we're actually presenting a lie.
Right. And guess what?
Come on here.
And so I can only imagine, and Dad, you chime in if I'm correct. I can only imagine he only was able to give certain parts of himself to you at that moment because
I wouldn't let him give nothing else.
Right. So
I
it was
wouldn't.
only the good parts, the agreement parts, the parts that made you feel like he was there to support you, that he loved you, and it was so much more to him that was being missed because the blinders of it was the Ray Charles syndrome. I'm gonna say that you couldn't even you had eyes, and that's what I think that's how the Bible put it. For those who have eyes but can't see, pain. And holding on, why did you want to hold on to that pain so long? What does it benefit us to hold on to the pain of those people that hurt us in the past when they've grown way past that? They've lived through their mistakes. They've asked God for forgiveness. They've grown, but we still mad. Why do we stay mad so long? And when you
but
finally
you know
got
what?
past that,
Sorry.
that was beautiful. When you finally got,
Girl,
know
stop
what?
apologizing and just talk.
it's a
Sorry.
delay. So yeah,
Sometimes you don't even know. It's not even a pain. Sometimes you don't realize you picked up certain behaviors out of protection. Because, like, I remember a season where me and my eldest daughter, we could not agree on nothing. We just stayed at odds. And I remember just telling her, oh, like, I just don't understand what's going on. Like, your behavior is just so nasty. And her response to me was, where do you think I get it from?
Bam, right there.
And the face I just made is what I did, right? Because
Uh-huh.
even though you want to correct them, it was a hard hit of reality for me. And I had to swallow that pill, right? Like,
Right.
wait a minute. Ooh, I do act like that. So I had to sit down, and I'm not lying, I had to sit down and I had to sit in it. Because I said, if I don't want her acting like that towards me, and if I feel like that,
Yeah.
then that means I'm making other people feel like that.
Oh wow.
And other people are taking it in just like I'm taking it in. So I don't want to come off like that. So I had to start first. And I had to change Mia to say, where did this come from? How do you correct it? And how do you want people really to receive you?
Absolutely.
Right.
Because
That's
if everybody's
dope.
receiving you like you received that, oh, no, that's ugly.
That's right. The first thing
So
that we have to
it's
do. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's
no,
it.
no. That's good. Go ahead.
That's
No,
it.
the first thing I believe that we must do is we must, first of all, we must let go and let God. Because if you don't let go, what you're going to do is control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us don't want to let go of the control because we are the fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
So because we don't know how it's going to turn out, we try to control it to say it's going to turn out the way that I need it to turn out. But the way you need it to turn out is not the way God is trying to fix it.
Wow.
So you got to let it go.
Yeah, and we also have to remember we started out innocent in this thing.
Yeah.
As kids, we wasn't holding on to anything. Something hurt us. Something happened. We experienced something that caused us to now understand there's an element of life I didn't know about before, and that's I need to protect myself. So we go into, as a kid, teaching ourselves from the mind of a child how to protect myself in this particular situation. And then as we continue to grow, we don't realize that expectation we created as a kid, that kid expectation is still running the show. So over time, we have to understand that now that I'm an adult, that I can now be wise in how I handle this, and I don't have to handle it from that child's perspective anymore, because I'm safe now. I can handle things differently now. I don't have to put up that wall now. I don't have to hold on to that pain now to keep me. It's like if I forget, if I let it go, they're gonna think that they all right with how they did me, and it's like you don't have to do that anymore. Especially if you understand God got you. He got you, and everything you went through, the pain of it. He says, I didn't send that to, well, first of all, some of that is human error, flesh, okay? But that stuff happened because I'm going to use you mightily to help someone else who's going to go through or have gone through what you're going through. That's purpose. So the
God's
pain
got
is
it.
really your purpose.
God's got
But if
it.
you hold on to it and you treat it in a way where you try to hide it from people, so now they can't see your testimony, they'll never overcome. Because the word of God says people overcome by the words of your testimony, not the words of your moaning. Stop moaning
Whatever you need,
and groaning and get with it.
God's got it.
So
Whatever you need,
there are a lot of ways
supply.
that we can. Go ahead, baby.
whatever you. I know that song was just in my head.
No, I'm
God's got
giving
it.
you that moment.
It's yours.
All right.
Okay.
It's yours. Now,
She sang
There-
the last one. Don't even know the song.
I'm here to support. So there are ways to help other people feel
Okay.
seen and heard.
Okay.
So that's what I feel like at the nitty gritty of it all. What are the ways that we here at Shift Real Talk can help those listeners understand? Listen, this is how you can feel heard, and this is how you can feel seen in those situations you're in.
First of all, like I said, first thing you have to do is let it. Whatever's holding you back, whatever's holding you from these thoughts of needing to feel validated, you must give that to God.
Give it.
Because again, He's the only one that can make you whole. How do we do that? First and foremost, you got to accept Him as your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that He died for our sins, that we may have the gift to the tree, to the tree
a
of life.
gift.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, we must give our life to God. We
Yeah.
have to give our life to Him, Because if we don't give it to him, then we're going to be like a ship without a sail, just sailing on the, just being blown at anything.
Scary.
And that's a scary thing, to be out there in deep waters and you just blowing and you have you don't even know where you're going.
Like being in the jungle without a guide.
Yeah, without a guide. So that's the first thing. Give yourself because now when you give yourself to him, what are you giving to him? You're giving your thoughts to him. You're giving your mind to him.
Yeah.
You're giving your heart to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're
All that mess that's in your soul to him.
And then when you're giving it to him, what you're doing is you're allowing him to work at it. Because if he works at it, then what he can do is he can fix it. And you don't have to fix it. He can fix it. Yeah. You don't have to do it. You don't have to fix it on your own. You're not in this by yourself. Mm-hmm. That is one thing I had to realize, man. That's why I could look at my dad today and like, man, tell my dad I love him. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to allow God to work in me. Yeah. And this is how you know that people need God, because they're holding on to. And not saying that people that have God don't hold on to things, but there is an agent that reminds them to let it go. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody who truly don't have him. Then you don't have nothing to tell you to let it go, because no matter what, you're going to hold on to it. And you're going to hold on to it for dear life.
Oh, my.
And it's going to become your life. And when it becomes your life, then you don't understand.
You walking around with blinders on.
You walking around, The Walking Dead.
Dark, yeah.
The Walking Dead, and that's not good. So we gotta let it go. Let it go. Second of all, I believe.
Can I add to that?
Sure, add. Sorry, come on and add. No, come on and add. Come on and add.
I was gonna add to that.
Multiply.
I was gonna say also, see yourself, because if you want others to see you, first see yourself, and then when you see yourself, even when it hurt, go through the pain. Grieve it, because you want that part of you to die, that part that hurts, that is serving you no purpose. You need to grow. You desire to grow. So go through the death process of it. Let it hurt. Cry over it. Get upset. It might be a reason for you to get upset. Go through your emotional pain so that you can heal.
Right.
And that's what I want to say too. And it's crazy that you said that, because my dad is on here, and I want to encourage him. Because he's going through this situation now with one of my siblings, and it's like, just allow them to go through that pain. Because again, it's a daily process. It's a daily death, and the only thing that we can do at this point right now is pray for her. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage you, Dad, continue to pray. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope in the situation, because at the end of the day, only person that can hold you accountable to doing what's right is God.
Right.
That's the only person that can hold you accountable. But you have to hold yourself accountable to doing what's right in the eyesight of God. So whatever you do, just make sure that you are led by God, because only he can give you the things that will till the ground.
And in the words of Ty Tribbett, if he did it before,
he will do it again.
He'll do it again.
And
so every time you look at Pastor J, you can remember that God did it already.
And trust to know, Dad, I'm one of your stubbornest. I am the stubbornest kid you had. So if God can do it in me, trust to know.
That's everybody else is real.
Everybody else is easy. That ain't nothing.
Right.
That ain't nothing, I promise you, because I'm a little more stubborn than her.
Ooh, it was, baby.
Yeah, I was. But yeah, that's a little encouragement, man.
Right.
So, Zania, what you say? What you want to add to it, Zania?
No, that's it. I totally agree. We just trust God to help you through the process and see yourself.
And when you accept those parts of you, I'm talking about ugly and all, once it's like something about when you see it, if somebody else say it, you like, girl, I already know that about me. I'm working on that. So the sting is gone. Like, it's like if somebody else say, as long as you working on it, don't be the person that say, that's me. This how I am. I'm let me be me. No, always work on being the 2.0.
And here's the thing. When God does it, like, there's certain people that I don't even deal with them today, because I promise you, because these people hold me to a person that I don't even remember.
Right.
They're like, yeah, that's Jesse. Like, he did this. I'm like, huh? I did that. I did. Dang, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even remember that guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember him. And I'm sure he was a mess, because I remember I don't remember what I did, but I remember the consequences because I had to deal with that.
Right.
And that's what stays in my head, the things that I had to go through. But I don't remember that dude that tried to manipulate everything, or that smooth talking dude that got what he wanted to get what he wanted.
Right.
Didn't care how he did it. I was going to smooth talk my way.
Make it happen.
But I don't remember him. Because when people there are people to this day that hold me to that dude. And it's like, I don't know him. I don't even know who he is. Like, who, what? He did that? Oh, you
Right.
talking about me? Oh, look. But it lets me know, like, okay, you know what? If you're going to hold me to that place, that means there's still a level of acceptance that you are still looking for. Because only those people that are looking for validation, even from you, are holding you to a place where they felt like they didn't get that validation at.
Oh my, that was a good point. That was a good point. And y'all listen, this is something that just came to my mind and I'm so excited about it, right? If you a wife, right? If you are a wife out there and you going through the moments where you got to see him become the person he is, not realizing that, dog, that's how I was. I saw the old him, not in his rough, right? Before he became a diamond. So I saw the old him. I went through stages with him. I stuck in there with God's help, made it through, and now I'm living with the him that God has him, and he's still not all the way there yet. But it's like, man, as his wife, we get a chance to experience. Yes, we go through the ugly, we go through the grind, we go through the stages that he go through, but nobody else can say they've been through all of that but me. I'm the only woman that can say she was with there from through all of it, and I saw the intimate, the vulnerability. I saw all of it. No other woman can say that. That's the beauty of a wife. That's the power of a wife, baby. So if you're a wife, clock that.
And that's good because guess what?
Clock that.
You can't see you can't see beauty if you don't see the ugly first, because you got to have something to compare it to.
Come on,
right?
Yes.
So it's such a beautiful gift, and it's like I'm saying the same word, but it is such a gift to see your ashes turn into your beauty.
Ooh,
wow.
It's such a gift.
To see him rise out of the ashes like a phoenix.
Well, listen, but look,
that's so dramatic, girl.
What is the process that diamonds go through? They go through fire. They go through
pressure.
Crushing. They go through a whole lot of stuff, and a lot of times we don't want to go through that process. You know, a lot of times we're meeting people while they're going through their process.
Right.
So, and we understand it's hard because you're going through your own process.
Right.
But if two people coming together going through a process, then how can anybody learn to appreciate it? Because a lot of times, you know, I'm going through my own process. I ain't got time for that. You do it over there, you do it over there. But she stuck in there and didn't leave, where everybody else said, I can't deal with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Lord, you know, forgive my... Yeah, I'm out. Deuces.
Yeah.
But she's stuck in there, and it's like, yo, not only is she stuck in there, but she's stuck in there praying. That's another thing we can do. I mean, if stick and stay, pray.
Stay and pray.
Sometimes it may be hard to be around that person because they're bleeding on you. They're bleeding on you, but I guarantee you, prayers will be answered.
Yeah. Stick, stay, and pray. That's what you do. Because if you with somebody that's in their cold form right now and you just like, I can't do this, I'm sick of this, stop it. Go through it, because nobody else will be able to experience the transformation like you if you open your eyes and see it. God got you, because God had me. It was times I felt like I wasn't seen, I wasn't considered, I wasn't heard. Lord, but at the end of the day, God kept saying, I got you. I got you. I called you to be a helper to him.
Yeah, I see you.
And in the end, when he's shining bright like a diamond, you're going to be able to wear the rock. So, hey.
Yeah, because here's the thing, too. The validation that we look from people, God is saying, I'm trying to be the one to validate you. So if you can take your eyes off of the person and focus on the one.
Yeah.
If you can focus on God, I promise you, then you will actually become what you need to become for this person that you're trying to get validation from, because this person you're trying to get validation from really may need acceptance from you.
And the two shall become one. Yes.
That's good.
And the two shall become one.
I just thought about something.
Come on.
The very thing that we think we need validation in, because see, we don't even know ourselves like we think we know, right?
Uh-huh.
So we look for validation in the wrong area. Because when we truly rely on him to validate us, he shows us who we are. We become stronger in who we are.
Right.
And then we start seeking, we don't even need validation, period, anymore, because we are affirmed in who we are through him.
Wow.
That's right.
So
You
that
are
is so good
affirmed.
what you said. I would encourage anyone, if you're really seeking who you are, stop looking at what you're supposed to do. Because a lot of times that's we ask, what I'm supposed to do in life. What am I supposed to do in life? First of all, whatever you're supposed to do don't mean anything if you don't know who you are.
Come on.
That's
So
right.
start asking yourself, who am I, God? Show me. Don't look
Yeah.
for them people, because people can't tell you. People only see the outside of you, and they're gonna validate you based on what they think you are
Yeah.
good at. Stop looking for things through what you can do through your talents. Your
That's
talents and your gifts don't define who you are.
Right.
Start asking God, God, show me who I are, who I am.
Show me
So that
who I
when
am.
you find out, when God shows you who you are, then you can walk confidently and boldly in anything. Because he said
Anything.
you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So in order to do all things, you got to be confident in self.
Yes.
And I'm
And
going
when
in on
you
that.
ask him to show
Cause I
you
did.
I'm sorry. When you ask him to show you who you are, just remember this too. He's gonna show you the ugly. So don't expect him to show you that awesome person you think you are. He's gonna show you it all. But can I give a final word of encouragement to our viewers?
Come on.
All right, this is
Yes,
the word.
ma'am.
Practice daily vulnerability with God in prayer, asking him to help you be encouraged and be courageous enough to let others see you too. True connections begin with him and flows outward to every relationship. So remember that true connection begins with God and it flows outward to every relationship. So y'all listen.
Clock did. Clock did.
Face it back. What you doing?
Clock did.
Babe. Sit back. Poppy. I mean, Pastor
Claggy,
J. You know
claggy.
what? That's another thing when you try anyway. So y'all
Claggy.
listen. This is Shift.
Clock did.
Stop it. This is what I got to go through. But y'all listen.
You trying to clock did? Clock did. You don't know who you talking to. Clock did. You get clock did. Okay.
All right. So
Listen, y'all. I'm your boy, Pastor J.
I'm sorry. And I'm your girl, Lady Free. PHREE.
Listen.
And I'm Zadie.
The glass breaker.
Listen, y'all. We're all social media platforms. Subscribe, like, share, and until next week, y'all.
Shift Real Talk TV at Shift Real Talk TV. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Glad.